Have you ever been there? You want to say, let's go in Japanese, but you freeze up, thinking, wait, am I suggesting this or am I telling them this? Well, good news. That confusion is officially over. Today, we're going to break down that tiny but super important difference between Mashō and Mashōka.
All right, let's just dive right into it. The real key to understanding this isn't some complicated Japanese grammar rule, not at first. It actually comes from a question we ask ourselves in English all the time without even realizing it. I mean, think about it for a second. There's a totally different vibe between saying, let's go, versus asking, shall we go? One is a confident plan, and the other is a gentle invitation. And guess what? That exact same distinction is the secret to sounding way more natural in Japanese.
So, how does Japanese handle this? Well, it all just boils down to your intention. You just have to ask yourself, am I making a statement, like, this is what we're doing? Or am I making a suggestion, asking for their opinion?
Okay, here it is, plain and simple. Mashō is your go-to for a direct, confident let's. It's what you use when you're proposing something you've basically already decided on, like, let's eat. But then you add one tiny little sound, ka, to make mashōka, and boom, the whole feeling just shifts. Now you're asking, shall we? Politely checking if the other person's into the idea. It's just a much softer, gentler way to bring something up.
So we get the why now, right? Well, let's talk about the how. And honestly, this is the best part because the grammar for this is incredibly simple. You're not going to have to memorize any crazy new rules here. It really just comes down to 3 easy-peasy steps. First, you just take any verb in its polite masu form. Then you just chop that masu right off the end. And finally, you tack on either mashō for your direct plan or mashōka for your softer suggestion. That's it. Let's look at this with a couple of real verbs. So you take tabemashō, which is to eat. You drop the masu, add mashō, and you get tabemashō. Let's eat. A clear proposal. Now, let's take ikimashō, to go. Drop the masu, but this time add mashōka. You get ikimashōka. Shall we go? See? Totally different feel. All right, so the theory is one thing, but let's see how this all feels in an actual conversation. We're going to run through a couple of quick examples so you can really get a feel for when to use which one.
Okay, first scenario. Picture this. You want to say, let's walk to the station. Just think about that tone. It's pretty direct, right? You're stating a plan. So, which one are you going to reach for?
Yep, you got it. Ekimare arukimashō. You'd use mashō here because it's a clear, confident proposal. You're not really asking for permission. You're just saying, here's the plan. We're going to walk.
Okay, how about we flip the script? Shall we drink coffee over there? Hear that little question mark in the tone? Shall we? It's totally an invitation, and you're asking for their input. So which form is it going to be? Exactly. あそこでコーヒーを飲みましょうか? That little ka on the end makes all the difference, doesn't it? It just instantly turns it into a polite suggestion. You're basically saying, hey, what do you think of this idea? Perfect.
All right, one last one just to really lock this in. Let's study in the library together. Okay, what's the intention here? Is this a soft question or are you proposing a solid plan?
You nailed it. 一緒に図書館で勉強しましょう. See? Just like walking to the station, this is a direct proposal. You're putting a concrete plan out there, so plain old mashō is exactly what you need.
And just like that, you've got the tools to make your suggestions sound so much more natural. Before we go, let's just do a super quick review of the main idea here. So really, it all just boils down to your intention. If you're confident and you're stating a plan, you use mashō for that let's do this kind of feeling. But if you want to be a little more polite, invite someone's opinion, you just add that ka to make it a softer shall we? It really is all about whether you are stating or asking.
And there you have it. One tiny little particle, ka, that makes a world of difference in your conversations. So my final question to you is this. What will you go out and propose with Mashō today? Go on, suggest a coffee or a walk. Thanks for tuning in.